Hey folks, Stronghold Crafter Kev here. Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to continue my Wizard's Keep work in progress. And we're going to talk about steps, modular pieces, and bridging. Yes. So I'll see you in a bit. Hey folks, welcome back to this Wizard's Keep work in progress. And recently I've added some steps to this build, and I'll explain how that all fits together. Now what you're looking at here is, from a long angle, you're looking at some steps that go from the floor of the courtyard all the way up to the outer wall. And I also put in a bridge piece that connects the two outer walls, that corner of the keep here, and there's the entrance to the keep right there. Now if I step in a little bit further here, I also made another piece. Sorry for the shadowing here. Right down here I have another step piece which connects the courtyard floor to the outer wall here. So I'll move this camera around and get a better angle. Alright, now from this part outside the outer wall here, you can see I've placed some figures. And right here, the one figure, which is, these are all 28mm scale except for the big one right there. He's a little bit taller than 28, but anyway, you can see here this figure's at the top of the steps, and you can see with their very wide base they actually fit the width of the general landing there. I'm trying not to shake the camera here too much, and you can see how it compares with size with the bridging here. And I made this modular, that way I could take it out and put something else in place. So it's kind of a compromise when you do steps. Do you do full-blown steps like the one below here, which I'll do a close-up later on, or you do sections? In this case I did sections. That way there are some steps, but then there's also places you can put figures in case you want to have like a in-between battle going up the steps or down the steps, as you can see here. Now these steps here is in 3 pieces here, and there's a reason for that, which I'll explain a little bit. And this bridging piece, which wasn't present before, that's one whole piece I can just take out. And in case you're wondering, this piece here will not fit here, so that's why I'm not even going to bother to put it up there. It would look ultra cool if I could have it fit there, but unfortunately it's butting up against this tower here in the wall, and unfortunately I just didn't make this wall long enough, but that's okay. I have other ideas for what to do with it. This is one. I didn't want to clutter the courtyard with steps that go jutting out, so I'm trying to keep everything close to the walls in case I want to use the courtyard for something else. And I didn't want to make like I said, another situation with the steps coming straight out like this, and so on. So let me change things around and I'll show what I'm talking about. Okay, now from this angle I can explain a little bit about what I'm talking about. That modular set, what I had over there, I broke it apart into 3 places, and I actually had it where, as you can see, the steps going down, then you have a double landing, then the steps go down again, another double landing, and so on and so forth. And I put the figures there to show you how they can easily just stand on there. And it looks a little bit tacky here with giving a little bit of dead space here between the steps, the walls, and the tower there. So it's just an optional way of putting the steps on there. And there's the one whole piece of just steps up against there. So definitely, if I was doing a variety type of gameplay, I could definitely change things up, make the layout more interesting, and so on and so forth. So now that I've got the wide angle part out, we'll talk more about other stuff. However, let me do one more thing. Okay, as you can see here, I took the whole bridging piece out and the elongated steps and just put it in the one full step piece, and that's how it looks. It looks a little bit, I think, cluttered with the courtyard, but that's what we're dealing with here. So that's the other option. So I will refer this to the table and go from there. Alright, we'll keep this in steady cam mode. How about that? And we'll go from there. Alright, as you can see, we've got our figures here. We've got, which looks like a big wall, which is actually that bridging piece I was talking about. And anyway, full piece. Here's a close-up. Focus. Come on, there we go. What I did was I strategically stacked the foam, marked off a stencil for the cuts, and then just cut it with a hot wire tool. And I won't go into detail about that right now, but anyway, basically, and then I just marked off where the longest piece had to be measured. Then I just pretty much tapered it up and glued it together. Now, that was the second one I did. The first one was this one, which was the one I had to be a little bit more versatile in case I wanted to use it in different ways. And I know it can't all fit on the camera there, but you can see easily how, let me adjust this up a little bit out more. There we go. It's got everything in full frame, but so yeah, you can definitely see from a closer look how the figures can be placed in gameplay on the landings, and then you can have some type of battle of sorts or whatever. And I really love how this turned out, with trying to think of, okay, do I want this to be rounded? Do I want it to be squared? The only challenge, that was actually easy. The challenge I had was this piece right here, because it had to look like it fit the tower and butt up against the outer walls. So once I had the curvature from a scrap piece which matched the keep, all I had to do was outline that and cut it, and it worked out great. So that pretty much wraps things up. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave questions and thoughts in the comments below. Until the next video, bye. For more information on my craft, visit these sites and the links below. And remember, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And thank you, subscribers.